Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle, and it's called Glass Half Empty by Mello Robinson. And here are the rules. We have partial chaos deconstruction, where in the grid we need to find 4 9-cell orthogonally connected regions in the grid, which do not overlap. And we need to fill each region with the digits 1 through 9 so that there are no repeats in any row, column, or region. Cells outside of regions do not contain a value, or a digit, essentially. So, in this grid, we need to make 4 9-cell orthogonally connected regions. So what is an orthogonally connected region? This is an example of one. And this would have 9 cells here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually this has 8 cells. So this is a 9-cell orthogonally connected region. And this is valid because you can go from any cell in the region to any other cell in the region just by going through edges while staying within the region. This is not a valid orthogonally connected region because to get from this cell to any other cell in the region, you would have to either go through a corner while staying within the region or cross outside of the region, and that's not allowed. So we need to find 4 of these 9-cell orthogonally connected regions, which we fill with the digits 1 through 9. And there cannot be any repeats in any row, column, or region. We also have to draw a loop of orthogonally connected cells, which does not branch or touch itself, not even diagonally. And a digit on the loop indicates the total number of cells in the same region seen in all 4 orthogonal directions, including itself. So this cell would count the number of digits in this column and this row. And that would include itself, that are in the same region. And region borders block sight. So, if you had a region something like this, like we had previously, this cell, if it were on the loop, would count 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. It would not be able to count either of these digits because you would be blocked by the region border, which would have to be there and there, right? So it does not have the loop of orthogonally connected cell does not have to go through a region. So it could go through empty cells also. But every cell on the loop must be orthogonally connected to the loop. So it must share an edge with exactly 2 other cells on the loop. So you could have a loop something like this, and if it shares a corner on the loop with a cell, it must be either a neighbor of that cell or share a neighbor with that cell. So this is a valid orthogonally connected loop because every cell in the loop shares exactly 2 edges shares an edge with exactly 2 other cells on the loop. And any corner that shares an edge with, it shares a corner with either a neighbor or with another cell that shares a neighbor on the loop. So this is a valid loop. This, however, is not, because it would be sharing a corner with a cell which is not a neighbor or which does not share a neighbor on the loop. And that's what that would be considered touching itself orthogonally. And then finally, we have killer cages, where each cell is visited by the... Sorry, each cage is visited by the loop at least once. And digits in a cage do not repeat and sum to the indicated total if given. So, for example, this would have to be a 2. Any digits in this cage must add up to 3. Any digits in this case must add up to 6. And each killer cage, must have the loop visited, which means it enters the cage at least once. It could enter the cage multiple times. And digits in a cage do not repeat, and they sum to the indicated total if given. So whatever digits in this cage must sum to 21, whatever digits in this case must sum to 7, whatever digits in this case must sum to 10, etc., etc. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. So each cage is visited by the loop at least once. So this must be visited by the loop, and this must be visited by the loop. We know that for certain. So this must be a 2 here, and this must be a 7. So in this region, it only sees 2 cells. Well, the loop has to go this way. So one of these cells is in the region, therefore the region must continue either here or here. Because it would be blocked. It has to be blocked. It has to go. First of all, it has to be 2, period, at least, for digits on the loop. And then on top of that, it has to be able to see other cells on the loop. Okay, so we're going to make the loop green. We're going to make the regions pink, red, orange, and blue. So this is pink. It goes one of these directions and stops, and then goes to here. It has to connect to here to be orthogonally connected. So this must be part of the region. This cannot be... Okay, we're going to make blue on the loop, green on the loop and blue off the loop. And then the regions are going to be pink, red, yellow, and orange. So these have to be on the loop, and these are off the loop. Here. Okay. So this enters that loop. It must enter at least one of these. This is on the loop. It must enter this one because it must enter that cage. So one of these is guaranteed to be on the loop, at least. And one of these is guaranteed to be on the loop. Well, it cannot be both. So it must enter here and then exit out this way, or enter here and exit out this way. That means the rest of the cells that share an edge with these cells cannot be on the loop. So this is 7. It sees 7 cells in the region. But it could include the blues, right? So this is pink. This is not pink. Neither of these are pink. The loop enters this way. This is either a 3 or it's 1 and 2. So this is 1, 2, or 3 here. It's the same region as this, so it can't be 2. Oh. Then this cannot be 2 cells in that region. but it could be another cell in another region potentially. Right? But we do know that this is not the pink region. If this were pink, then this would have to be 1 and 2, but then we'd have repeats in the whole region. So this cannot be, this has to be a boundary, but we don't know if there's another cell there, which would be 2 in another region, or if it's just another boundary. This must be a digit. Is it? No, it doesn't have to be. It does have to be visited by the loop, though. These, again, are not on the loop. It could go something like that. It could go something like that. It could go something like that, or something like that. Ah, this cannot be a 1-3 pair here. If this is a 1-3 pair, that eliminates all possibilities for that cell. So one of these has to be a 4, and the other one is blank. So we don't know. So this could be a 7 by itself here. Or it could be a 1-6 pair. It cannot be 3-4. So it's 1-6 or 2-5. So those are the possibilities for this cage. So if it goes this way as a region, or it goes this way as a region, it has to go this way, right? If it goes this way, it has to go here. Right? Because if it tried to go, it can't go this way, because then this would be 1 and 2. So either way, it has to go this way then. So this is pink. And this has to be nothing here. So this is a 4. We don't know if it enters that way. Interesting. So if it goes here, if the region goes here, it's on the loop and it must be 3. Because it sees only those 3 cells. If it goes here, this must be at least 4. It could be more. No, it cannot. This is blocked here. So this cannot go this way, because then this would have to be on the loop, and it would see 4 cells in its region. So that's not allowed. So it cannot go this way. It must go this way. Which means this is a region. It goes this way. So this is the edge of the loop. Of that region. It cannot go this way because then this would be part of the loop, and then this would see more than 2 cells. So this has to be 3, which makes this 1, which makes this 2. So this is another region. We're going to make it orange. This is not, could be another region, technically. This sees 4. It has to go this way. So this is pink. This orange could go that way, technically. This pink has to go this way. So it's either 5 or 6 here. The loop goes here. This technically, okay. It cannot enter here, because if it goes there, the problem is there are no digits from 1 through 4 in that region. So this must be a boundary that way. So it has to go this way as a pink. So this is a boundary here. This must be either 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This cannot be 3 cells here that are part of the region. So it's either 1 or 2 cells here. So it's either 1, 8. Okay, this can't be 1, 6. So this is either 2, 5, or it's 7 here. We could do something like this, possibly. So we don't know if this is part of the region. One of these two is. This one could be. It could be something like that. So this is 1, 8. It could be 1, 8. It could be 9, or it could be 4, 5. 4 cannot be here. And it cannot be 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4. So not all 3 of these can be in a region. So only 2 of these at most, and possibly just 1, can be in a region. This pink again cannot enter this way. So this is a boundary because then it would be too many digits in this cage. Okay, where is this orange going? It can only enter in 1 cell in this. So it can only enter in 1 cell in this cage. And it cannot enter here. So it must enter here. So that means it must go this way. Which means this matches the loop. We're gonna also draw the loop so that we have a ability to see it by removing it potentially. Okay. This cell is on the loop. I guess it could go that way. So this cannot be part of the region because if it is, it can't be 1, 2, or 3 in that cell. And this would then be at least 4, and 4 and 5 add up to 9. So this is not in the region. It could go down here. That's possible. It cannot enter here as orange. Okay, so orange could go here, though. So that's possible. So it could go something like that, or it goes that way. Technically, this could be part of orange there. Oh, this is not part of 4. So this of the pink region. So this has to go this way. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It cannot go this way because there are no digits from 4 through 1 in the pink region. So this does not see 4 cells in its region because it cannot be. This actually is blank. We know that for certain because it must be 4 and blank to add up to whatever. This has to be blank also because this would be 5 or 6, but this is actually only 4 at minimum. This is blank. So this is a boundary here because it's blank. This sees only 3 cells, so it's not valid to go this way. So the loop has to continue this way. So that continues that way. because that cannot be on the loop. Um, this can't be continue as pink. So this is a border. This could be another digit though. This can't be 7. If this were 7, this would have to be 2, and that's impossible. Because that would be a repeat in the column. We have 2 other digits in this pink region. Orange has to go here. And then it either goes down or it goes that way. If these are both in the region, on the loop. So this does see 2. It could be on the loop, technically. But it could go this way. So then this could see 3 cells on the loop. Actually, we don't have to the loop doesn't necessarily have to go this way. The loop could go this way. The loop actually has to enter into this cage, and it can't be this one, so it must enter here. So it must go this way. Which means it cannot go this way. So this is not on the loop. It could go this way or this way. We don't know which way. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Um, oh, it must enter this loop. So it must actually go this way. Sorry, the loop must enter this cage. So it must go that way, which means... this cannot be 4 digits, which it would see if it's on the loop. So this can't be on the loop. So this is on the loop. And it goes that way. This can't be on the loop because it would be touching itself then. This can't be on the loop because it would be touching itself then. It couldn't be on the loop anyways because of the digit there. This sees 3, so this cannot be on the loop either. This could see multiple ones, so this has to go this way. Which means it's on the loop. This cannot be pink, because if this were pink and on the loop, it would have to see at least 5, because the pink region already has 1, 2, 3, 4. And it would not see 5, because these are pink cells. So the pink has to go this way. And is blocked from going that way. This could still be 5. So this is not part of pink, so that's a boundary. This is fine. So it either goes here or here. I'm not sure which. And it cannot be part of the loop because it would be seeing only 3 cells at most. This could still see 5. So these digits are 5 through 9 here. This is a boundary. These are boundaries. Could go through here and then be 1. That's possible. Or, interestingly enough, if it has to either go this way or this way. So either this is 1, 3, and 4, or this is a 1, and this is 5. That's possible. It has to go through every cage. Okay. So if it goes this way, that's 5. It has to double back here. And so it would go through there, but that could be blank. That's possible. Okay. I guess instead of dark, we could just make them zeros, right? So these are zeros. Hmm. Oh, this is not a digit. So it cannot be 3 digits, so this can't be a digit here. And it's either a digit here or a digit here. So this can never be 9, because if it's 9 as a single digit, but then this, where does it go as a region? So this is guaranteed to be part of a region. So this is red. But it's not on the loop. And the reason is this can't be any combination of 3 unique digits to add up to 9, because we don't have 2 or 3 available. So it's either 2 digits or it's a single digit as this digit. It could go this way. We don't know as a region. So this is a 0. Hmm. This must enter again this region. It could enter that way. It enters this, it's already entered this cage then. It must enter one of these two. So it must either go this way, this way, this way, or this way, this way. It cannot, so this cannot be part of the loop either. Right, so this can't be part of the loop. It could go enter that way. If it enters this way, so if it goes this way, it must go back that way then. Okay. That's possible. Ah, but if that's the case, okay, so if it tries going this way and then it goes that way, well, it doesn't have to go through here. It could go that way. That's possible. Hmm. But it can't. If the loop tries to go that, it can't go that way. So if it goes here, it has to go here. And if this would be 5 and 4, it would have to go like that and then here because it enters every cage, right? Well, the problem with that is this would guarantee if this were 5 and 4, if it goes this way, it must see 5 cells in its region. And then this must be a 4. And then this would have to see 4 cells in its region. I guess that's possible. It could see 4 that way. It could see digits that way. Hmm. So yeah, what happens if we go this way, say? Then this must see 5. So this sees 5, this sees 6. This can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 5 or 6. It must go this way. This is 4. Um, and this is the red region. This sees 5, so we would see pink here. Could not be on the loop because it's 7, 8, 9, and this is the full region there. Okay. That means this could not be 1. So these are all filled with zeros. This then cannot go this way, so it must go this way. So we have to go orange here, orange here. This becomes 1, 3, and 4. This is at least 6, so it's 6, 7. Could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. None of these could see 1, 3, or 4. They all see at least 5 cells in that case. So, and it would have to enter in to this cage. So one of 1, 3, or 4 would have to match the sight lines, but it wouldn't work. So this cannot go that way. Okay, so it cannot go this way, so this is not on the loop. Which means it must go here and then here to be in the loop. It must visit those cages. We don't know what that is. It could be 4, it could be whatever. Actually, yeah, can orange ever be here? And if we had all orange going that way, the loop has to enter that cage, and it would be 1, 3, 4. So the answer to that is no. That means it must go this way as a region, right? If we try to go full around there, we have to enter the cage here. And again, it would have to be 1, 3, or 4, but it would be at least 5 digits that it sees in its own region. So it has to go this way, which means it must exit out this way because it cannot be the full amount here. So this is a border here because it cannot be the full amount and still see the same amount, right? This must be a 1, which forces this to be 5, so none of these can be 5. This cannot be on the loop because it would see more than 1. So this is not on the loop. That means the rest of the cage is 0. There's no digit there. That means to add up to 8, this has to be a 3, 5 pair. This also cannot go that way. So this is border that way. This sees cannot be 5, so it can't see that much, so this must be 4. So this sees specifically that this is 0. This is 6 through 9. Orange cannot go either of these cells because so it must go this way. So this is a border. This cannot be green. Because if it were, it would have to be 3 or 5, but it sees at least 6 cells. So that's not, so this must be a green here. And it must enter in here and exit out here. So these are green. This cannot be green. This green must go here. This green cannot go here because this well, actually it could technically. And in fact, it kind of has to, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's possible. This can't be in it can't be touching itself. So this is going this way. This is 0 because it has to add up to 8, and this is only 3 and 5 possible because you can't have a 1 anymore. This must go this way. So this cannot go this way. It could go either here or this way. Either way, you have to have 6 be seen here. So one of these is guaranteed to be a 6 because it has to be on the loop. It could just see these though. See that way. So this could be either that way or that. This must go through one of those two or one of those two. Okay, it could go like that. That's possible. But if it went this way, it has to go out here. And then it connects to here. And then this cage does not have the loop visited. So it cannot go this way. If it goes this way, it must connect to this part of the loop as the only cell. But the problem is then it would have to connect through this way. And then this would not have a loop on it. So this cannot be the one. It must enter here. It must exit this way. So this is not on the loop. This can't be on the loop because it would be touching itself then. This can't go here and then exit back out, so this is not on the loop. Same with this. It can't enter it here and then exit back out, which it needs to, so none of this is on the loop. So this must go this way. This has to go that way. This could do something like that. It could do something like that. It could even just do this, right? Or that. So either of these could be orange. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have either 8, 9 or 8, 9. We don't know. So orange could go either here or here. Either of those work. These are not on the loop. It must enter the loop either here or here. So pink has to go, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So pink is either here or pink is here. Obviously, if pink is here, the green has to go this way. At least. It could go something like that. It could go something like that. No. It can't. Okay. If it goes this way, this would be on the loop, and it would not be 1 through 5 because of the 1 through 5 in the region. Therefore, I don't think it can ever go this way, right? If it goes this way, and if it goes this way, obviously this must see 6 cells, so it has to be those 6. If it goes this way, this must see 6 cells, but then this can't be on the loop, so it has to be here. I guess it could be here too, so that's possible. So it could go here, then here. So this is guaranteed to have to go here and here. Oh no, it'd have to go here and here, because this is 6 also, right? And this can't be on the loop. So it must see 6 cells in the region, which would be these. So this must see 6 cells if it goes that way. If it goes through here, it must see 6 cells there. It obviously can't go this way, can't go through here, so it has to go through here or here, which means this sees 6 cells, which means this is not pink, so pink does have to go here. And this must be 6 through 9, so it can't be on the loop. So pink is done as a region, it's there. Orange is done, so it's there. So this must be 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 7, 8, and 9 here. So this must go this way. We don't know if it exits out. This has to enter into this cage, so it must enter that way. So this cannot be part of the loop. So it can't go this way, which means it must go this way. So it has to go this way, which makes this a 6. So this can't be 6. This is 7, 8, 9 triplet. This goes that way on the loop. This is a border. These are obviously not on the loop. This is not on the loop. And again, it could not go this way because it would be touching itself. So one of these two is on the loop. This is not on the loop. Loop continues this way. It could connect to here and be on the loop. Okay. So this has to be yellow. I mean, technically it could be red. Maybe. It could technically be red. But it's likely this is... So this has to see 7 cells in its region. Interesting. So, I think this has to be a digit, right? If it's not a digit here, then this would have to be the digit, but that would be 7, which is not possible. So this has to be a digit. So this is part of the red region. So 1, 2, 3. So this is guaranteed to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 that way. This has to be 2, 5, or 7 here. And this is guaranteed to be, again, in one of the regions. So this is 1, 2, 3. Therefore, this has to be a different region for yellow. Okay. Okay. So this could be the yellow region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a separate region than this. So this, well, you could have be filled. It doesn't have to be any of these don't have to be on the loop. So the yellow could be all of this, right? But if that's the case, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the problem is 3 digits would be off the loop. Well, I guess it could be part of red. Hmm. Okay, so far the loop touches every cage. The only one it hasn't touched is this one. It's touched this 2, it touched this 1, 2 pair, it touched this 3, 5, it's touched this cage, it's touched this cage, this cage, this cage, and this cage, and a 10 cage. And this cage, these 2 cages, and this cage. So it needs to touch 21. Um, hmm. If these were, this yellow, again, cannot be the same region as the red, because these must be connected. And that would be 1, 2, 3 outside of this 7's sight lines, if they were the same region. Similarly, if it tried to go all the way up to there for the yellow, it wouldn't, because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guaranteed. Then the 7 would only see 5 cells. So this cannot be yellow. It can't be on the sight lines. Same here. So this sees 7. It could see 4 here, 5, 6. So it's guaranteed 1 going one of these ways. Okay. If it goes there, it would have to be 1, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But again, yellow. How far can yellow go? Yellow can have 2 that are not on in this space. So that means it could go only 1, 2. So these are all guaranteed to be zeros. Yellow needs 7 on these. This cross. So that means 2 at most. It could be 2 this way, 2 this way. So if that's the case, then it would be, I guess you could have at most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow cells in this 21 cage. Okay. Okay. Can this red... Okay, what happens if this red is 7 by itself? That's interesting. So if this is 7, that would mean all of this is 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those are the only red cells that could be. So this is 7. But then that's contradiction, because this would have to be a digit 2. So this cannot ever be 7. So this is 0. This can't ever be 7. It has to be a 2, 5 pair. So this is a 2, 5 pair here. This is not on the loop. It can't enter in this way and then exit out, because it'd be touching itself on the loop. So this is not on the loop. This could be either red or yellow. We don't know which. The loop could go that way, could go that way, could go here. Go that way. Those are all possibilities. Okay. red region, how many digits? So there are at least 2 digits on in the, well, it doesn't have to be red just. So this sees 2 or 5. Well, it sees 2 already here. And it must connect to one of these, so this must be 5. This sees 5, this is 2. This must see 5. It must connect to one of these two. So that's 3 already. That's why this can't be 2. That means this can't be 5 here. So this cannot be a 4-5 pair. Because we have a 5 in the red region. This sees 5. It sees only one of the... So if this is yellow, it would only see 1, 2, 3, 4 cells in the orthogonal directions. So this cannot be yellow. This is red. It must see 5. Can it be here? Maybe if it goes that... Well, if it goes that way, that's 3. That's possible. Ah, yes, that's possible. Could be 3. 3 and 6, right? We know this is guaranteed to be a number. It's 1, 8, or 9. 1 and 8 could be there. So this cannot be 1 and 9 to add up to 10, because, well, it could be a yellow. Never mind. Okay, so this has to go, this is 6 at most this way. But interesting. Okay, what happens if all of these are yellow? If all of these are yellow, the problem is this would have to say the amount that it sees, and this would have to say the amount that it sees. So one of these would be 6, the other one would be 8. Or 9. And it could definitely not see... There's just one at least here. So it could not see 9. So this would have to be a 6-8 pair. So if this goes connects to here, this must see... Actually, I guess it could be less. That could work. Well, this can't be 4. It can't be 4, it can't be 5. I guess yellow could do something like that. This is so... There's a lot of possibilities here. Okay. Where is the red? Can red be here? Yes. It could be 3 that sees that way. Oh, this can never be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So if yellow goes this way, it has to be less than 6. It's 5. It's 1. It can't be 1. It could be 3, 4, or 5 if it goes this way. If yellow goes this way. Okay, so what if yellow goes this way then? This is 3, 4, 5. Can it go all the way to there is kind of a question, right? This could not be 4, 2, or 5. So it would have to see... It sees 4 guaranteed. So this would have to be at least 6 that it sees. But I guess it could be 2 down this way. Then this could be 4. And red could... Well... There's only 5 that it sees here. So it could be 5 that way. 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically. So it could potentially not block off here. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. So if yellow went this way, hmm. So this could be 1 or 3 here. To add up to 9. Oh. This can't be 3 unique digits here. So if this were all 5 of these were set, this could not see 4 or 5. So all, say these are the 5 that are set. Oh, that would be problematic too. So this would have to see, oh, it'd see 4, I guess. But that's not, okay, so this can't be red. So if this were red, no, that's not true. If this were red, it would see, it could not be 1, 2, 4, 5. It would see already 4 reds, guaranteed. So it'd have to be 6. Okay, so that's, if this is red, this has to be, this would see 6, and this would be 6. So these would be all red. That's possible. It would be then 3, 7, 8, and 9 here. So that's possible. So then, if it includes this, it guarantees that these cannot be read, because this would have to be on the loop. It would have to see at least 6 cells, and so it would have to see 6 cells. So either this is on the loop, and neither of these are. What about these? So if this is not on the loop, it must connect this way. It could be 5 going that way. Okay, so this is guaranteed to be on the loop, or not on the loop, in the region, right? Because either this is on the region, sorry, in the region, or this is on the region, right? And this, therefore, that's 3. It can see, it cannot be both, because if this is in the region, it's on the loop too, and therefore would see 6, have to be 6 cells at least, which means this would be 5 going that way, and it would see all 5 for that cell. So these could not be on in the region. So either this is on the region, which forces this to be 6, and then all of these are on the region, or this is on the region, which means that can't be on the region, which means this is guaranteed to be at least on the region, either way. Okay, so this is 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9 as possibilities. So if this is in the region, it means these two are in the region. This would then have to see an exact amount. This could not be 4. It cannot be 5. It could be 6. Oh, it can't be 6. If this is 6, this would have to be 3, and that's not possible for the pink region. So if this is red, it would have to be specifically 3. So this can never be 1 here. If this is 1, it would definitely see itself on the region. So this can't be 1. So say we had this as 3. If it's 3 here, then this has to be the cells that it sees. So that's possible. Um, hmm. Can you ever have 10 added together? It would be 4 and 6 or 1 and 9. But 1 and 9 can never be this pair here because we know this is either 9 or it's a 1-8 pair here. So it would have to be 4 and 6 in this 10 cage. And this red region must cross one because it can't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would have to be 8 and 9, and then this would be too large. It could not cross this way. Um, could it? Maybe it could. No, this is 3. This has to be 3 guaranteed. Because it can't see all of these. Um, yeah, I don't think this can ever be in the red region. Um, it would have to match. It would be 3 and 6. This would be all the red. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess this could be 6, 7, 8. But then the problem is 9. We need a 9. And it would have to be part of this 10 cage again. Because it couldn't go here. So, I think either way, this can never be a red cell, which means either of these is a red cell. One of these two is, and this must be a red cell guaranteed. So this is a boundary here. And then we know one of these two is. Technically, this could still be yellow. Technically. This can never be 1 because it's on the loop. So that just never can be 1. So this can't be 8. So this is 6 or 9 here. Hmm. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 7, 8. Yeah, without the if it goes this way, that's 3 guaranteed. It can't be 6, right? Because then this would have yeah. Well, okay, let's try it again. If this is red and this is not, no, it can't be. Yeah, this has to add up with this digit to add up to 9, and that's the reason why it has to be 3, and that's the reason why that doesn't work. So it's guaranteed that's a red. Um, so technically this could still be yellow, right? So if it's yellow, it has to connect sort of this way. And this is a 3. It would see 3 cells, so this would be yellow also. And these would be the 2 yellow cells that the 7 could not see. So this would be 4 or 5. This would be on the loop, and it would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least cells. This can't be 6. So it's so this would stop here. Oh, this is too many digits in this cage. That's 4 digits in this cage, and this, yeah, this would have to be at least 6. And so that's too big. So this cannot be yellow here. So this is a 0. This is a 0, which forces this to be 9. So that limits 9 in the rest of the region and row. So this can't be 9. This must be a 1-8 pair, which means this is red. So this is 1 or 8. Wait. It's on the loop. How can it see 8 cells? It can't. Dang it. Uh... Maybe this does have to be a 3? But it just doesn't work. Uh... Uh... Yeah, this can't be 1. Ugh. That sucks. This can't be 8 either, right? There's no way it sees 8 cells, so this can't be a digit. This has to be a 0, which forces this to be a 9, so this can't be 9. It can't be 2, 7, 4, 5. It's 3, 6, 1, 8. But this can't be 1 because it's on the loop. That means the 7-8 pair is in the in the cage, so this can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 6 because of the 6 on in the region, so this is 9. Which means this can't be 9, so this must be a 9 here. This can't be 6 or 9, 7 or 8. This 9 is obviously not on the loop. I think we tried it with yellow, it just doesn't work, right? This has to be 6. Yeah. Could this be red and this is red? But it can't be 2 through 8. It can't be 1. It can't. So this has to go this way. But then this doesn't. Oh. No, but this is 5. Oh. This is the problem, right? Oh, it could go this way. Well, this can't be 3. So then that's a problem that way, too. This can't be 9. So this has to be blocked there. which means this is blocked there. I guess this could be 1, and then this could be a different digit, and that's the way that it works, right? There just cannot... The red has to go out somewhere. It's blocked this way, so this is border, this is border. But it could go out this way. That's one thing I forgot. It had to be this, then, because this can't be 1 or 8. This has to be 9. That means this can't be 9. This can't see one cell being on the loop. So the red has to go here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be a 1. Because any other digit with 6, 7, or 8 never adds up to 10. So this could be yellow. We could, okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to have 2 more reds. It cannot be here. You can't have 4 digits here. So this can't be yellow, yellow. So this is 0. And to add up to 10, this can't be red because it would be 1, 4, and 6 at minimum. So this can't be red. So the yellow has to go this way. This cannot be part of the loop, so it must go this way. So this is part of the loop. This is part of the loop. This cannot be 8, it's 6 or 7. And this must be 2 and 3 added up with 6 or 7. It cannot be 2, so this is 3. That means this can't be 3. This sees at least 4. So these are the most that it can see. This yellow cannot... This is 3, which forces this to be 6. So this sees 3. It can... That means this is a boundary. And this must be a boundary. So this must go at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This must be at least 1. So this is yellow. These are all blue. So these are not on the loop. This sees 3. This is 4, or it could be another one here. A 5. This is yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Either way, these 4 are on the loop, or are in the region. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because this can't be on the loop because this must add up to 6. Either way, this is on the loop and it sees at least 5. It cannot be 5 because of the 5 in the row, so it must at least see 6, which means it must see this cell too. And that's on the loop, so that must be 2. And then it sees 5 this way and 1 this way. This is 6. Therefore, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellows. So these are boundaries here. Guaranteed. This is a boundary. And yellow's either here or here. We're not sure which. So this sees 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 that it sees on the loop. These digits cannot be 1. This can't be 7 or 8. Can't be 2, can't be 3. What digits can this be? It has to be 5. So this is guaranteed to be 5, which makes this 3, which makes that 5. Because this is a 7-8 pair here. Remaining digits in the yellow regions are 1, 8, and 9. This can't be 8 or 9, so this must be 1. And then we have 8 or 9 here, or 8 or 9 here. So this is 8 or 9, and then yellow can be either here or here. This digit cannot be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 9. So it's 4, 7, or 8 here. So this is border here, 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 here. This is a 0. The rest, these all have to be 0. Because there's no way for the yellow or the red to access it. This is 0. It has 2 more digits in the red. So you could technically do red, red, which would be 4, 8, and this is 9. And then this would be 8. These are all zeros. Red cannot go here, so that's 0. And so it has to go either here and here. I guess it could go here and here, too, technically. Ah, and if this goes yellow, yellow, I guess it could go red, red here. So if this is yellow, yellow, it must go red here and red here. And it must have a 4, right? 4, 8, and 9 add up to 21. So these, one of these is on the loop. We don't know which. Oh, no, this has to connect to the B on the loop because it has to enter that cage. So this is on the loop. So the loop is this. So we can remove all the blues. And we can remove all the greens because those are done. We have the loop done. The zeros are essentially blue. Yellow can be here and here. Red can be here and here. Red can be here and here. Or red could be these two. If red is these two, then the yellow has to be here and here, but then here and here. But the problem is this would be 8 and 9, and this would have to be 4, which it couldn't be. So red, it's either here and here or here and here. So this is always red. Okay, and this is a border. So we're missing 4. It would have to be 4 and 8, right? If these are the digits. Because it can't be 4, 7, and 9. That adds up to 20. So if red is both of here, so this has to be 4, period. So that has to be 4 because there's no other place for it. Again, okay, so this sees 3 cells in this region. This sees 2 cells in this region. This sees 4 cells in this region, 2 cells in this region, 6 cells in its region, 5 cells in its region, 3 cells in its region, 3 cells in its region, 4 cells in its region, 6 cells in its region, 2 cells in its region, and then these are all blank. So that's 5. It enters cage here, 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 and then cage here. This cage, these Q cages, this cage here, this cage there, and this cage there. So that's all loop stuff. So this cannot be 4. It's 7, 8 as a pair. Okay, so these have to be the same digit. So this is A here. This is B, which makes this A, which makes this B, which makes this A. B cannot be here, right? So A, B, A, B, A. B cannot be here. So this cannot be the other red. This has to be the red. Since this is red, this is the B, 7, 8. It cannot be 7. Therefore, all the B's are 8. So all the B's are 8. All the A's are 7. And this is 4, 8, and 9 here, which means this cannot be in the region. This can't be on the region. This is the region. So we have the borders this way, here, and here. And this must be an 8. And that's a solution. Yeah, pretty hairy around this part. I guess, yeah, I didn't think about all the possible options of going that way. I forgot that yellow could also be part of this cage also. And that was really the sticking point. And that's why I got into a contradiction, because this had to be 9. Because this couldn't be 1 or 8. It could not see 1 or 8 cells in its region, ever. So, yeah. Interesting. Very interesting use of the deconstruction rule set, along with a loop with the sight lines to actually fulfill all these requirements. It was pretty hairy, actually. Definitely hard, but satisfying in the end, I think. Because, yeah, it's interesting logic that you had to go through here, with the loop having to enter each cage, too. That was a very big restriction. And then it having to follow sight lines for each cell or each digit that was on the loop, which was interesting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.